Hello there, very good afternoon to you and welcome to Lunchtime News, coming to you live and direct from the News First newsroom here in Colombo. I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we head into the news in detail, here's a look at the headlines. 3 new cabinet ministers sworn in before the president. State and deputy ministers to be sworn in today. Sarna Gunawardena, who was in remand custody, released on bail. Queen Elizabeth II to become longest reigning British monarch. On to those stories in detail now. 3 new cabinet ministers were sworn in before President Maithripala Sirisena at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. Faiza Mustafa was sworn in as a Minister of Local Government and Provincial Councils. Malik Samara Vikrama was sworn in as a Minister of Development, Strategies and International Trade, while Vijay Muni Soisa was sworn in as a Minister of Irrigation. Meanwhile, new state ministers and deputy ministers of the new government will be sworn in this afternoon. The President's media unit said that the swearing-in ceremony will take place at 2 this afternoon under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. Cabinet ministers of the new government were sworn in on a previous occasion, and several more cabinet ministers will be sworn in within the day. Parliament recently approved to enhance the cabinet to 48 ministers, and Parliament also approved to appoint 45 non-cabinet and deputy ministers. Still in local news, a number of ministers of the new government assumed duties today.
Minister of Rural Economic Affairs P. Harrison assumed duties in his capacity at the Ministry of Plantation Infrastructure Development. We hope to identify the needs of the rural villagers and implement a program that will generate an income for them. We will introduce a rural state concept and ensure that they will be able to rise on their own. That is the responsibility of the ministry. I believe that I can do it.
As mentioned on the headlines, former Deputy Minister Sarna Gunawardena, who was held under remand custody in connection to the incident for assaulting an individual, was released on bail today after being produced before the Gampa Chief Magistrate Tikiri K. Jatilka. Sarna Gunawardena was released on 2 sureties worth 50,000 rupees each. The magistrate ordered him to appear at the Gampa Police every Sunday between 9 a.m. and 12 noon. Sarna Gunawardena was arrested on charges of assaulting an individual in the Gampa town during the recently concluded parliamentary elections.
The suspect, Sarna Gunawardena, was ordered to pay 2 sureties worth 50,000 rupees each and was ordered to report to the Gampa Police Crimes Division on every Sunday. Furthermore, this case will be taken up by the mediation board. 25th of January was given as the date. The chief suspect and other suspects will have to go to meet with the mediation board for a solution over the matter.
Farmers protesting against the inability to sell their paddy harvest since last afternoon in Ampara by obstructing the roads were provided with a solution last night.
Farmers were demonstrating since last afternoon in the Veran Katagoda area of the Ampara Kandy Main Road and on the Kongras Junction in the central camp area on the Ampara Uhuna Main Road, urging the government to purchase their paddy stocks. Last evening, the officers from the Paddy Marketing Board arrived at the location and promised to purchase their paddy. Our correspondent said that the officers visited the location last night and commenced the purchasing of paddy.
The final rites of News First U reporter Priyantha Ratnayaka, who was mauled to death by a wild elephant in Samavigipura area, will take place tomorrow.
Priyantha Ratnayaka met with his untimely death when he was recording footage of a wild elephant that had stormed into the Samagipura area in Min area last morning. His remains were brought to his residence at Raja Ala Hinguraguda last night. Priyanta Ratnayaka, a father of 3, was 43 years old at the time of his death. He was the eldest of 3 siblings. The final rites of journalist Priyanta Ratnayaka will take place tomorrow evening at the Rajala Public Cemetery. A deputy director of wildlife has been appointed to lead a team to investigate the elephant attack in Mineria. Director General of Wildlife H.D. Ratnayaka says that the team had already left for Mineria. The Director General of Wildlife said that the team would focus their attention to the steps taken by the wildlife officials to chase away the elephant and would investigate if there were any shortcomings on the part of the wildlife officials.
A pipeline was ruptured in the main water line near the Kospalna Bridge on the Moratua-Piliandan Road. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board says that the distribution of water had not been hampered as a result of the leak. However, officials from the Water Supply Board had arrived at the site and had taken steps to repair the leak. Water supply in the Moratua area had been disrupted temporarily since this morning. Another edition of the Newsfirst classroom workshop program is currently underway at the Tissa Vidyalaya in Usgala, Galgamuwa.
This is the 187th edition of the Newsfirst classroom workshop. The main aim of the program is to develop the media literacy of the children of Sri Lanka. Over 200 children are participating at this workshop, which is taking place with practical activities at the Tissa Vidyalaya in Usgala, Galgamuwa.
9 persons sustained injuries in accidents that occurred in Ambalanthota and Hingurangoda.
One accident took place when a bus plying from Ambalanthota to Hambantota collided onto a 3-wheeler. A bystander was killed in the accident. The bus driver was arrested by the Ambalanthota police over the accident. A speeding bus veered off the road and toppled after coming into contact with an electricity post in the Hatu Mountain area in Hinguragoda. 8 children were in the bus at the time of the incident, and it was reported that the guardian was not present in the bus at that time.
Well, in news from the Met Department, the Department of Meteorology says that several spells of showers will occur in the sea area of the coast extending from Putlam to Potaveva, Colombo, Gaul and Hambantota. It also adds that the sea areas around the island may be temporarily rough during thunder showers, as the winds can be temporarily strengthened up to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour.